How you guys doing? This is Michael Giles with Pitbull Outdoorsman. Doing a video today out at the range on the Kiepa model 1911 style 22. It is actually, from what I understand it, made in Italy, but assembled in Dayton, Ohio. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I'm gonna tell you the likes, dislikes of this firearm. I have been shooting this. I had 50 rounds of the Remington Golden Bullet, 50 rounds of the Winchester Varmint high velocity round. Okay, so a little bit on the ammunition before we get too far into it. It doesn't give it any details. I don't think it actually does. It says it's a high velocity. Doesn't actually give any details on the package, really, unless that's what that is right there. I can't really tell. But it says it's high velocity, which is one of the reasons why I decided to use it. This is also high velocity. This is 1435 feet per second, 37 grains. You know, it's a really cool round. I've used it in my rifle. Great for hunting purposes, especially for squirrel and rabbit and stuff like that. The gun does come with one magazine. They looks kind of cheap and crappy, but actually the magazines are wonderful. And we got a secondary. So the 1911 style platform, nothing like an actual 1911 when you tear it down. So that it does not actually have, it has the beaver tail, but it does not have the back safety. But it loads and operates pretty similar. The way I understand it, you don't limp wrist this because it is just the same. The slide is heavy, or the slide I don't think is as heavy as what it should be. I think the slide should be a little bit heavier, almost, or something, or maybe even a little lighter. I'm not really sure what's making it do it. But one of my problems is with this weapon is when you fire it, the very next round does not actually chamber, or it will chamber and it won't fire. I've had it several times where I have shot the round and then the hammer comes back, but it's like the hammer gets stuck like there, and then you got to hear when you hear that little click, it doesn't make that little click, and then you have to stick your finger back and hand click it the rest of the way. Now the problem that I'm having is even when I have to do that, it wouldn't even be that big of a deal. I like single action revolvers, so it's not a terribly big deal to me. The problem is with it that after you do it, it won't fire the next round sometimes. I've had it on multiple rounds. Out of 100 rounds, I have probably had maybe 12 rounds total, and I don't even mean in succession. I don't mean like one round after another after another after another after another that worked right. I mean it's one round, the next round, and then the next round doesn't fire, or one round, next round, third round, but then it doesn't fire. And 3 is the best I've had so far. I don't limp wrist, so I know it's not me. I have shot other people's 1911s, and the Colt 1911 of this 22 caliber, and never had a single problem. So I know I'm not limp wristing it like they said. I know my hand is not in the way of the slide because of the way that I hold my weapon. My hand cannot be in the way of the slide. So I know that's not the case. I know I don't hold too high and I don't hold too low. Because like I said, out of 60 handguns that I've shot last year alone, you know, I've probably shot, that's probably an over exaggeration. It was probably, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a buddy that has 9 handguns alone, and I've shot every one of his, plus the ones that I own, plus the ones that family owns, and a couple of my buddies that came out here. And I probably have actually shot about 27 to 35, somewhere, I don't know, some in that kind of area, last year in the summertime alone. And I have never had a problem. This firearm is used though, so that may be the other problem. I'm not sure. I completely disassembled this firearm, clean and oiled everything on it. When I say everything, I mean actually like everything. So, yeah, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But okay, a couple of things that I do like. It does have the automatic slide lock back when you're when it's got an empty mag. I really enjoy that. Another thing I really enjoy is the fact, and my wife was kind of like, oh, that's cool, is you can simply pop the safety up, chamber the next round, and it automatically on safety, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I said I've shot a lot of guns, so I don't really pay attention to all the details on the gun. For me, it's more about, oh, let's pop off some rounds. I don't go into the details of the firearm. And as you can tell, it is, you know, it's empty, it's safe. It's a bad thing about trying to do this one darn-handed, but whatever. So that's for all you liberals out there and Democrats that got to run your giblets. It's empty. So there's a lot of things I don't like, a couple things I do like, but one of the things I actually do like, and it took me a minute to figure it out, you know, and hold on, I'm gonna go back here really quick. This is my shooting position. I stand here and I shoot there. It's about 10 yards is what I'm guessing, you know, an estimate. I think that's what the guy told me, is this one's 10, next one's 25, 50, and then 100 yards. It took me a minute to figure out the, you know, the firing on it, but as you see, ain't nobody getting away from me. Once I figured out the actual firearm and, you know, its aim points and everything like that, you know, this is me figuring it out. This is me figured it out. This is after I figure out what I'm doing. And by the way, this is the high velocity. This was with the Golden Boy. I did the Golden Boy first to see what I had, and then when I started using the high velocity, it was these three, these guys right here, these ones right here, and then these guys right here, and then these ones over here. Once I figured out, the high velocity Winchester rounds work really, really well in that, actually, except the fact that constantly I would not get the second shot off because I had to mess with the hammer. So, knowing what little I do about the actual, you know, all the mechanisms on a firearm, excuse me, I'm going to check my spring in the hammer area and see if maybe that has something to do with it. Find out if there's a piece I should order or what. If you have any idea why this weapon is doing what it's doing and what I need to do to fix it, please leave me a message. I'd very much appreciate it. I do like I said, I like the style. It does have incredibly close to the feel of the actual 1911. So a lot of things I like about it, very few things I don't like about it. Would I recommend it though? I don't know. At this point, no, only because of the fact that it is not reliable as a firearm. But yet again, you know, I did a couple of videos before I came out here, and a lot of guys are going, oh, you got to use the CCI mini mags. Another guy was telling me, oh, you got to use the CCI stingers. You know, hey, that's great. But this is the problem I'm having with it. In my mind, any firearm that you pick up, if a round is designed for that firearm, and when I'm saying round design, I mean the caliber, 22 caliber, 40 caliber, 9mm, you know, 45. If a weapon is meant to hold, like, let's say a 45 ACP, any 45 ACP, I should be able to pick up that round and be able to put it through that gun. Now, does that mean that every round is going to be as accurate as the last round? No, of course not. But the point is it should still fire it. You know, I have the 40 caliber Smith & Wesson High Point, and I can go by Federal, Winchester, Blazer. I don't even know all the names. I've bought in like 12 different brands of ammunition, including steel, aluminum, and regular brass casings. And I have never never not had a round fire in the next one chamber. Unless, of course, you got a stovepipe or hang up or whatever. But the point is every round, as long as there was no, it didn't eject, every round went through. My brother-in-law, he's got a 9mm Beretta, and I don't know, it's not the M9 or M92 or whatever it's called. It's more of the it's one of the newer ones. It's kind of weird in your hand to hold, but it's a good gun. He has put aluminum federal brass. He shot the Winchester brass. He shot I think it was the Blazer steel or something like that, or USA steel, I think it was. Never had a problem. So in my mind, if somebody goes, oh, well, you got to use the Stinger, or you have to use the, the Mini Mag. I didn't buy this gun to shoot a Mini Mag. I didn't buy this gun for it to shoot just a Stinger. I bought it so I could pick up a box of ammunition and go outside and have some fun. I didn't buy it to, get a particular type of ammunition. And the problem with it is 6 years ago, hey, it wouldn't even have been a big deal to me in the sense. But right now, with the way everything is, you can't even barely find any of this ammunition. You're lucky to find a .22 long rifle in anything, just about. Let alone to be able to find a direct, type of Mini Mag or Stinger or whatever. I don't know. I just find that very irritating. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. That's on you. Your hang up or whatever have you. So please leave me a message. Tell me what you think. If you got any ideas of what I can do to make this thing fire better, please let me know. If I can actually get some Stingers or Mini Mags, I will try them out and do another video and see if, maybe it's just that ammunition. Which, if that's the case, yeah, I'll stock up on some Mini Mags or some Stingers or whatever, but for the time being, it just pisses me off. So, but whatever. So, Kiepa, model 1911 22. A decent little handgun for what it is. This is Michael Giles with Pitbull Outdoorsman. Go outside and enjoy the outdoors. God bless.